Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to this session on Bhagavad Gita. So, we are doing chapter number 11 and a very, very interesting verse. So, let us start with the darshan and the prayers. Let me share my screen. So, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Mai ki jai, Nitai Chaitanya ki jai, Parshuram Bhagavan ki jai, Vaman Dev ki jai, Giri Govardhan ki jai. So, Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome all of you to today's class on 11.22. The chapter name is The Universal Form. Right? So the chapter name is very interesting. All the verses are very interesting. So this verse particularly is very, very interesting. So let me read that verse. Rudraditya vasavo yecha sadhya Vishveshvanau marutaschoshma pascha Gandharva yaksha surasiddha sangha Vikshante tvam vismitaschaiva sarve. Let's read one more time. Rudraditya vasavo yecha sadhya Vishveshvinau marutaschoshma pascha Gandharva yaksha surasiddha sangha Vikshante tvam vismitaschaiva sarve. Rudraditya vasavo yecha sadhya Vishveshvinau marutaschoshma pascha Gandharva yaksha surasiddha sangha Vikshante tvam vismitaschaiva sarve. All the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadhyas, the Vishwadevas, the two Ashwini Kumaras, the Maruts, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. So what this means here, there are different types of living entities. Among the celestial living entities, there are many different types. So first category, Rudra. Rudra means Lord Shiva and his manifestations. So generally, we think Lord Shiva only one. No. Actually, there are 11 Rudras. 11 Rudras. Among them, Shankara is one of them. So there are 11 Rudras. And there are Vasus and Adityas. Aditya, there are 12 Adityas. Adityas are those born out of Aditi, the various manifestations of the sun god, Aditya. So there is one place called Bara Aditya Til, right? The 12 suns shown at the same time in Vrindavan. And Vasu, there are 8 Vasus, Ashtavasu. And there are Sadhya, Vishwadevas, and 2 Ashwini Kumaras are there. Right? These 2 Ashwini Kumaras. And Marutgana, Marutganas are there. And who else are there? Forefathers, Pitrugana, forefathers. Gandharvas, right? The celestial singers and dancers. Yakshas, the powerful yakshas, asuras, right? Asuras are the demons, and siddha, perfect demigods. So it is said that all the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, and that is 11 in number, the 12 Adityas, the 8 Vasus, and Sadhyas, Vishwadevas, and the 2 Ashwini Kumaras, and the Maruts, all the forefathers, all the Gandharvas, all the Yakshas, all the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are all seeing this universal form in wonder. Vikshante tvam vismitas chaiva sarve. So this is a very important point. So let's just try to understand each of them here. And we said Rudra. Rudra, how did that word Rudra come? So first of all, when this universe was created, Lord Brahma was born. Lord Brahma was born, and Lord Brahma, he wanted to increase the population of the universe. So at that time, from his mind, 4 children were born. They are these 4 Kumaras. The 4 Kumaras were born. And they were full of knowledge. And Lord Brahma said, increase the population. So he's saying, get married and increase the population. They said, I'm so sorry, my dear father. We are full of transcendental knowledge. And we understand very clearly that attraction to the opposite sex is the cause of material existence. So we shall not get into this activity because we understand that this is the cause of repeated birth and death. I'm so sorry. So leave us alone. So they leave. So then Lord Brahma becomes very upset. He becomes very angry. So from his anger, from his eyebrows, 11 Rudras were born. And they start crying very loudly. Rudra. Rudra is coming from the word Rodana. Rodana means crying. They were crying loudly. What should we do? What should we do? The Lord Brahma said, go and increase the population. So Rudras, so Lord Shiva and others. So then these Rudras, what they started to do? They started to destroy the universe. So when they started to destroy the universe, Lord Brahma said, please stop this. You please stop this. Because this activity, what you're doing, is supposed to be done at the end of this annihilation or at the end of the day of Brahma, not now. So your purpose is that annihilation. So kindly go and do tapasya. That is Rudra. 11 Rudras. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter, he says, Rudranam Shankaraschasmi. Among all the 11 Rudras, I am Shankara. Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. And Vasava, Ashtavasu, the 8 Vasus, the very powerful demigods. So among these 8 Vasus, one of them incarnated as Bhishma Deva. Bhishma Deva. So Bhishma Deva has 8 sons of Ganga and Shantanu. So Shantanu married Ganga, and Ganga said, you should not ask me whatever I do. You should not ask me. If you ask me, I will leave you and go. He said, okay, all right. But then after she conceived a son, she drowned that baby in Ganges. So like that, but Shantanu did not know whether to ask or not. So like that, son number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When the 8th son, he could not stop himself. Please tell me, why are you killing our children? And she said, I told you, you should not ask me whatever I do. But you have asked me, so I will leave you. But since you have asked, this son will not be killed. He is going to be taken along with me. So he is the great He is the great Bhishma, right? So I shall train him personally. The reason is that these Vasus have got a curse. So what they have done, they try to steal the Kamadhenu, the divine cow from Vashishta, and there is a curse that they have, that they should be born in this planet. But they have requested me that they shall be alive only briefly and they should be killed. That was their request. That's why I'm fulfilling their request. But since the leader was Bhishma's in the previous life, so he shall have to be here and he shall have to suffer the entire struggle of the conflict between Pandavas and Kauravas, trying to balance both of them. And towards the end, he will go back to Godhead. So that's what happens. So that is Vasus, Ashtavasus, right? Like that, Sadhya, Ashwini Kumaras are there. The two Ashwini Kumaras. So they are like the Nakula and Sahadeva incarnations have come as Nakula and Sahadeva. So all these are different, various celestial people or divine entities. Who are they? That is the 11 manifestations of Lord Shiva, the 12 Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadhyas, Vishvedevas, the 2 Ashvis, the Maruts, the forefathers, Gandharvas, Yakshas, Asuras. So many people are there, right? So that is why how many demigods are there? Anybody can say? How many demigods are there totally?
33 crore.
Yes. There are 33 crore demigods. Among them, the chief of them have been mentioned. 33 crore or 3.3 million. So chief of them are here mentioned here. 11 Rudras, 12 Adityas, 8 Vasus, etc. So now, the question here is, are all of these a part and parcel of Krishna or the Supreme Personality of Godhead? The answer is yes, because we have seen in the previous verses that it is said that Arjuna was able to see, he was able to see all the Devtas inside this Virat Rupa, the universal form of Krishna. Right? He was able to see. He's saying, I am able to see. He's saying, Pasyadityan Vasun Rudran. Pasyadityan Vasun Rudran. Ashvinau Marutas Tatha. Bahunya Drishta Purvani. Pashyascharyaani Bharata. This is the verse number 6 of 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Right? Where Krishna is saying, just see the 12 Adityas, the 8 Vasus, the 11 Rudras, and the 2 Ashwinis, and the Maruts, and behold the many wonders you have never seen before. Lord Krishna is saying. So that means this universal form is comprising of everybody, all the devatas that we can possibly imagine. All the 33 crore devatas are there inside the universal form of Lord Shri Krishna. So therefore, so can I draw the conclusion? Because they are all part and parcel of Krishna, I will worship any one of them and attain the same benefit as worshipping that of Krishna. Yes or no? Yes? Yes. No. How is that possible? No, but they are all part of Krishna. If all the 33 crore devatas are part of Krishna, then how is it that worship of the devatas is not giving the same result as worship of Krishna? Doesn't seem to be logical. Come on. If everything is part and parcel of Krishna, let me worship anything. There are so many things to worship. Why should I miss out on something? Why should I worship only one? So first point is, they're saying Krishna is all encompassing. He is constituting of all the devatas. He is the universal form. Second point, so there was one wonderful gentleman who said, okay, the plant has various parts. So what are that various parts? He said, okay, let me see. What are the various parts of the plant? Yeah, we have the roots. We have the stem. We have the fruit. We have the bud. We have the flower. We have the stalk. We have the sap. We have the leaves. We have the seeds. So he said, let me be little intelligent. I want to nourish every part of the tree. So 7 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. On Monday, I will put water to the leaves. On Tuesday, I will put water to the flowers. On Wednesday, I will put water to the buds. On Thursday, I'll put water to the fruits. On Friday, I'll put water to the stem. On Saturday, I'll put water to the roots. On Sunday, I'll put water to the seeds. So therefore, I am very intelligent. So is this an intelligent argument? What is the fault in this? Anybody can say? Hare Krishna, what is the problem in this thought?
You have to water the roots alone, Krishna Prabhuji.
So an intelligent gardener knows that you have to water the root of the tree. If you even water all the different parts of the tree, if the root is not properly watered, the tree will die. Correct? So actually, who is saying this? How do we know that this is being said? From where do we know that? So it is Srimad Bhagavatam, canto number 4, chapter number 31, verse number 14. Yatha tarormula nishechanena trupyanti tat skanda bhujopashakhaha pranopahara chayatendriyanam tathaiva sarvan hanamachyuteja. As pouring water on the root of the tree energizes the trunk, the branches, twigs, everything like that, and as supplying food to stomach enlivens the senses and the limbs of the body, simply worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead through devotional service automatically satisfies the demigods who are parts of that Supreme Personality. So, yatha taror mula nishechanena. Taror mula. Taro means tree. Mula means roots. Yatha taror mula nishechanena. Water the roots of the tree. Trupyanti tat skanda bhujopashaka. Trupyanti means satisfy. Skanda means branches. Bhujopashaka, all the branches, all the leaves. Everywhere water is being sent. Right? So if you worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is worshipping all the 33 crore devatas included. Because they are all part and parcel of the universal form. But if you worship each one of them, it is not same as worshipping Krishna. It is not same as Krishna. So why is it not same as Krishna? Let us see. So one day what happened? All the body parts, senses, they made a meeting. That this rascal stomach every day is eating. We are providing food for him. We are working very hard to get the food, to cook the food. And this fellow is enjoying. Let us do a strike now. We shall not supply food to the stomach. And we will see what will happen. So they stopped feeding the stomach. Then what happened? They all became weak. They became weak and they put a meeting again. And they said, I think this is not an intelligent decision. Because stomach is the thing that needs to be nourished. Because from there, the food is distributed. Is it not? So if I do 7 days, Monday, I will put IV. Tuesday, I will take injection. Wednesday, I will put food through my ears. Right? And Thursday, I will anoint all the food. I'll make the paste of the food and I'll put it on my skin everywhere so that food is absorbed inside. And on Saturday, I will eat from my mouth and eat. So is that a good proposal? Is it intelligent proposal? So here it is said, pranopaharascha yatendriyanam tataiva sarvarhanam achyutejya. That means supplying food to the stomach enlivens the senses and the limbs of the body. That means if you feed to the stomach, all the parts of the body are getting very nicely fulfilled. Therefore, we must worship Krishna. But then once one intelligent disciple of Srila Prabhupada, he said, Prabhupada, but you are saying we have to feed the stomach through the mouth. But sometimes we take IV, isn't it? We take IV, isn't it? Then Prabhupada said, yes, that's a diseased condition. That's not normal condition. Normal condition is eating through the food going to the stomach. So in the Vedas, the sentence given is, Yasmin tushte jagat tushta. Means by who is getting satisfied, the entire world is getting satisfied. It is said in the Vedas that the person who worships Krishna, he is worshipping all the 33 crore demigods simultaneously, completely with full satisfaction. But if we have to get the same effect as worshipping that of Krishna, we have to go to each and every person, every demigod, 33 crore demigods, then only it is same as worshipping Krishna. And not only that 33 crore demigods, it is also equivalent of worshipping all the ancestors. So if somebody wants to replace the worship of Krishna, then they have to worship first of all their grandfather, great-grandfather, departed souls, great-great-grandfather, not only 3 generations. After that, another father, like that, up to Brahma. So if you can worship all your ancestors till Brahma, then it is same as worshipping Krishna. Is that possible? Can we worship all the 33 crore demigods, all the ancestors at the same time, all the human beings at the same time, all the living entities at the same time, all the rishis at the same time? So by worshipping Krishna, by surrendering to Krishna, all our 5 depths, we have 5 depths. That is the concept of Sanatana Dharma, 5 depths, compulsory. Everybody has got 5 depths. What are that? Depth to the demigods, because they are supplying so many things to us. They are running the body, they are running the universe, they are giving us the natural resources. So therefore, we are indebted to demigods. We must therefore worship all the 33 crore demigods. 33 crore demigods. And Pitru, all the ancestors, starting from my grandfather to great-grandfather till Brahma, all the great-grandfathers, everybody, because they have given me an opportunity to come to this material world, therefore I shall give them oblations. So so Devaruna, the worship to the demigods, is by doing the fire sacrifice to demigods, they are satisfied. If you do fire sacrifice, they will get food and they get satisfied. That is how Devaruna is cleared, by doing demigod worship or doing fire sacrifices. Second one is Pitru, ancestors. by giving oblations to all the ancestors, starting from my grandfather like that, by giving oblations regularly every yearly once or on some special occasions like Pitru Paksha like that. So they are getting satisfied. Another thing is Rishi Runa. We are indebted to all the great sages who have left with us so much wonderful Vedic literature, Dharma Shastras. So therefore, we shall read all the scriptures and then satisfy them and clear our debt towards them. And we have a debt towards all the human beings. So all the human beings, we are indebted to them. Because like somehow or the other, they are contributing to us. So for example, I have not invented the fan, but I am enjoying the benefit of the fan. So I am therefore indebted. I am indebted to each and every living entity, especially human beings. So therefore, I shall clear the debt of the human being by calling them to my home and feeding them. Guest service to the guest. Atiti Satkara. So we have to call all the 7 billion, 6 billion human beings to our house and feed them food. All of them. Ever. So that is, then our debt towards human beings will be cleared. And then we have the debt towards all the living entities. So there are so many dogs on the street which are living. There's so many birds. So we have to give them some grains, some food to eat. So because they're depending. So not just the dogs and the pigeons. There are so many billions and millions and trillions of living entities. We have to feed all of them. Then all the living entities will get satisfied. So either you do all of these 5, worshipping all the demigods, all the ancestors, all the rishis, all the humans, all the animals, or worship Krishna. If you worship Krishna, it is said in Bhagavata, Devarshi Bhutaptan Runam Pitruna. He says there is no runa. All these 5 runas are fully cleared. 100% clear. The one who surrenders to Krishna, all the things are clear. So actually, we are saying this, that everything is the same, not out of intelligence, out of ignorance. Just like that wonderful gentleman who was trying to argue that I shall water each and every part of the tree every day, and I am very intelligent. That is not an intelligent argument. That's a foolish argument. Does Krishna say the same thing in Bhagavad Gita? Does Krishna say, what does Krishna say about Devata? He says, yes, Arjuna, go ahead, worship all the Devatas, go. Does he say that in Bhagavad Gita? What does he say? He says, Yepi anya devata bhakta jajante shraddhayanvitaha tepi mameva kaunteya jajante avidhi purvakam. Bhagavad Gita 9.23. Those who are the devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way. Please note that last sentence, in a wrong way. Avidhi purvakam. Avidhi purvakam. Vidhi purvakam means correct. Avidhi purvakam means wrong way. So Krishna is saying, anybody, you worship anyone, it is coming to me only. Worship for anybody is coming to Krishna. Akashat patitam toyam yatha gachati sagaram sarvadeva namaskaram keshavam pratigachati. You worship any demigod, it goes to Krishna. Just like how all the rivers, the rain that is coming inside the rivers is finally going inside the ocean. Right? Just like that, every worship is going to Keshavam pratigachati, Krishna. Right? So therefore, now we'll say, okay, now you only said that all the rains are coming from the all the rains are becoming rivers are going till the ocean, therefore everything is going to Krishna only, so there let me continue. But the problem is, do all the rivers meet the ocean? This is the argument of Bhagavata. So some rivers stop in between. So our worship to the demigod may reach Krishna or may not reach Krishna. The river, the rain is falling, river fell down, river is flowing, it may go to the ocean, may not go to the ocean, it may stop in between. and stop and end there also. Right? So that's why Krishna is saying, those who are devotees of the other gods who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way. They're doing it in a wrong way. Right? Just like how we are trying to feed every part of the body, but we are not feeding the main thing, the stomach. The main thing, stomach, is the Krishna. That's what Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, right? Krishna is speaking that. He's saying, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. He's saying sarvasya. He's saying, I am the origin of everything, the spiritual world, material world. And he's saying, I am the source of all the devatas. And he's telling, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. He's telling, worship only me. Give up everything. That's what Krishna is saying. Right? Just like, just stop watering all the things. Water the roots. Stop feeding everywhere. Put it in the stomach. That is the argument. Right? So this is what we have to understand. So it is said again in 7.20, Krishna is saying, Kama istaiste ritagnyana prapadyante anya devata tam niyamam asthaya prakritya niyata svaya. So Krishna is saying a very strong word in Bhagavad Gita 7.20. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. So it seems that if we are not very intelligent, that is when we will worship the devatas. This is Krishna's opinion. Right? Because kama is taistai ritagnyana. Kama. Kama means lust. Too much of desire. I want it means I want it. If you don't give it, I'll go to somebody and take it. If my father is not going to give me that ice cream, I'll go to my uncle. My uncle will give. My grandfather will give. Immediately they will give. The moment I say give ice cream, they'll give. Why should I go to my father? My father will cry. You will get cold, you will get cold. What is this nonsense here? Let me go to my grandfather. So this is called kama, lust. Intelligence has been stolen by material desire, surrender to demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. But then there is another argument. No. Everything goes to the same thing. It's the same. It's just the same. No. Everything is a part and parcel of the universal form. If we worship, it's the same. We are worshipping indirectly, directly Krishna. It's the same. Finally, it's the same. Then what does Krishna say to that? No, it is not. He says, Yanti deva vratan devan, pitrun yanti pitru vrataha, bhutani yanti bhute jo, yanti madhyajinopi maham. Different classes of demigods are there. Right? Just now we saw Rudran. Rudran are demigods, Devata. Right? Comes under the category of Devata, Devan. And Pitrun. Pitru, we saw forefathers. We saw Marutganas, 11 Rudras, 12 Adityas, and we saw 8 Vasus, and we saw Maruts. They are all category of Devata. Then we saw Pitru, another category, ancestor. Another category, we saw Asura. Asura means demons. And another category is also there. That is called as the ghosts and hobgoblins. So there are so many options for us to worship. So it's just like some people say, it's like this. There's so much of food is there. Whatever I want to eat, I will eat. Whatever I want to eat, I will eat. But we should not eat what is not edible, isn't it? Whatever is not sattvic, we should not eat. Like that. Similarly, there are some people who like to worship the ghosts also. So ghost worship also will go to Krishna. So they will also go to Vaikuntha. Is it? So what kind of logic is that? So in the northeastern India and so many parts of India, they do ghost worship. So if there is a ghost sitting on the tree, the villagers will go there and they will give all the worship. They will give all food. They will give meat, everything there, flesh. And they will pray that they get their desires fulfilled. Ghost worship. So Krishna says, Yanti deva vratan devan. If you worship the devatas, Rudra, Aditya, Vasu, Marutgana, you will go to Devan. You will go to the world, their world, Devaloka, Rudraloka, or Marutloka. or Vasuloka, Aditya Loka, to the world of Devan, Devata Loka. Pitru Nyanti Pitru Vrataha. If I shall worship my ancestors very devotedly, very nicely, I am worshipping ancestors. Very, very devotedly. As if it were to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So much faith I am worshipping. Then Pitru Nyanti will go to the world called Pitru Loka. There is a separate world for that. Pitru Nyanti Pitru Vrataha. Bhutani Yanti Bhuteja. So these people who are worshipping the ghosts, what about them? Where are they going? They'll go back to Godhead. Will they go back to Godhead? And they will be welcomed in Vaikuntha. Krishna is saying, Bhutani Yanti. They will go to ghostly planets. So the planet of ghosts they will go. Yanti mat yajinopi mam. But worshipping me means coming to me. So what is that me? What is that world? Yatgatvana nivartante tadhamam paramam mama. That my world, paramdhama. By coming to that world, yatgatvana nivartante. There is no repeated birth and death. There is no need to come back again. But if we go to the demigod world, what happens? Abrahma bhuvana loka punaravartino Arjuna. Right from the Patala to the Brahmaloka, all places are having the repeated birth and death. Birth, old age, disease, and death. These four things are there in different forms. There is no escape. Alright? So this is there. So this is compulsory. No, the choice is, now Bhagavad Gita is explaining the problem. Krishna is explaining that your problem is repeated birth and death. And the solution for that is worshipping me, Krishna. And by worshipping me, everybody is satisfied. And you will definitely go back to Godhead. That is my promise. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masucha. Don't be doubtful whether I'll clear you or not. That is our doubt actually. Whether Krishna, why only Krishna? I don't know whether he'll completely do it or not. Maybe there is something that I will get from some other demigod. Why should I miss out on that? Don't think like that. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. Don't doubt. Ma sucha. Do not have any doubt. I will give you everything. Right? So everything. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, he says that just like there are so many wells, as there are small wells are there. If you have a big reservoir of water, the purpose of the well is also served. The purpose of the well, that you have dug a well in your house, small wells are there, taking the water every day, old style, using for bathing. If we replace that well with a reservoir of water, obviously that well is also covered. So Krishna consciousness is that reservoir of water. Krishna is that reservoir of water. Is Parabrahma, Paramdhama, Pavitram, Paramam, Bhavan, Bhagavan. It's called Bhagavad Gita. We are saying the song of God, Bhagavan. We are not saying song of Krishna. Bhagavan. Krishna is to Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in his arms, in the universal form, rest all the devatas. On his eyebrows rest all the great controllers like Brahma. And on all parts of his body, there are different kinds of all the demigods and different types of people. All kinds of living entities are there. His jaws are the death. His smile is Maya. Right? So this is his creation. The material nature is his glancing. So this is what is happening. This is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are talking about God. So by worshipping Krishna, everybody is worshipped. So therefore, in this verse, as a conclusion, we are seeing here, in this verse, it is given that all the various manifestations of different kinds of demigods, right? Rudradityan vasavo ye cha sadhya vishve ashvinau marutas chosmapascha gandharva yakshasura siddha sangha vikshante tvam vishvitas chaiva sarve. So everybody is there. They are all looking in shock and wonder when they see the Supreme Lord. When they are seeing the universal form, they are all in shock and awe. With awe and reverence they are saying. So this is Bhagavad Gita. The ultimate purpose of Sanatana Dharma is that everybody reads Bhagavad Gita and come to the conclusion, right? Come to the conclusion to rise from the level of karma kanda. That karma kanda or demigod worship or the ancestor worship, this is karma kanda. Rise from that to the level of yoga platform. Yoga platform, bhakti yoga, topmost yoga system, which will guarantee ticket to Godhead. So this is the purpose of the Vedas. This is the ultimate goal, right? So this is called as a paramam gatihi. Is the final destination, ultimate destination. There is nothing beyond this destination. There is nothing beyond this. There is no knowledge which is beyond this. At least Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, this is the end of knowledge. So, and Bhagavatam, Lord Vishnu is saying to Brahma, you must deliberate until you come to this point, this conclusion. Hari sarvatra sarvada, until you surrender unto me. This is the final end of conclusion of all the forms of knowledge. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.